Hello, everyone, and welcome to Leicestershire, England, as the ERC GT Challenge Series takes on Donington Park Circuit. We're going around the national layouts today. Qualifying is just getting underway here, and we're going to go through the leaders of the series as it goes. First, we're going to go through the GT4 leaders as Jeremy Manella leads the way, picking up the win in Week 1. Thomas Hinson, second in the series standings, picking up some big points for clean racing and no incident points, getting him the bonus, moving him up to tied second with Chris Podwaka. Nigel Rowley rounds out third place, finishing a strong race in Week 1 at Sebring. I am in fourth. I am out with a broken wrist, as you know. John Holloway in fifth place. Matthew Starr, 6th, Jeremy Fletcher, 7th, tied with Thomas Rogers, Joshua Page in 9th, Arba Neto in 10th, and Jeremy Calange in 11th. Over on the TCR sides of things, Xavier Martin leads the way over in first place with 27 points, picking up a strong showing for him on his way to picking up a class win in Week 1. Romain Foe in second place on 19 points. Bryce Patterson in third, rounding out the podium positions. Derek Shunya in fourth place on 15, followed by Jacob Henson to round out the top 5. Emmett Worth, Greg Watson, Chris Hutchinson, Nicholas Mahoney, Joseph Day, and Kelskin Kukiendal finish out the TCR standings. And here are the full season standings here. Xavier Martin, one of the big movers, moving up to second place overall with 27 points. Bryce Patterson, also a big mover, moving up to 7th place overall in the season standings. I'm going to check in on qualifying here. Got a little bit of drizzle going on here at Donington. Typical English weather in the countryside, or in the Midlands. Nigel Rowley able to get his first lap in with a 1:11.5. Quite quick. The track not fully saturated yet. Able to keep some of that pace up. TCR is looking to be running in the 112s with Gabrielle Fournier-Grenier picking up a 1:11.2. Same as Romain Foe, a 1:11.2 as well. God, that Mustang sounds good. Halfway through qualifying, Nigel Rowley leads the way in the GT4s. Romain Foe leading the way on the TCR side of things. GT4 grid looks to be full of Porsches today, with Thomas Rogers being in the Mustang. TCR's heavy Honda field. I know Joseph Day looking to be going around in the Audi today. As is Nicholas Mahoney. We're We're going to let things breathe here as qualifying is finishing up. See you when it's time to grid. Looks like we got a 5-minute post-qualifying warm-up until grid time. We're going to have, looks like, the option for the racers today between wet and dries. Thomas Rogers looking to be trying out the wet tires in his warm-up right now, seeing if he can find some better grip. Track looks to be dry, but he's out here trying it, so we'll see what goes for him. Got a little bit of misting coming off the back of him. I can see that. Well, Nigel Raleigh also coming out on the wet tire. Maybe they're seeing something in the forecast that we're not. It is 19 degrees Celsius on track today, 32 kilometer per hour winds. Humidity is 95%, 0% chance precipitation at the moment. Track is very lightly wet. Air temperature also 19 degrees Celsius. All right, time for the field 2 grid. We'll be seeing what their tire selections are as track was very lightly wet. 30 minutes have passed here. Still lightly wet. 3% chance of precipitation here at Castle Donington. Still waiting on our competitors to grid here. Look to be on wet tires here, to answer your question, Mr. Fletch. Yeah, I didn't get it before you got it. Before you went in. Alrighty, competitors are lining up here. As the pace car is off, as we start our pace lap for lap 1. Race start of week 2 of the Esports Racing Canada Challenge GT Challenge Series. We parade around here at a lightly drizzling Donington Park. Competitors all on wet tires today to start. See if the track dries out. A little pit on dries. Get some strategy going on for them. As the pace car is off, green flag drops, and we are underway. Leaders are off, going into turn 1. Nigel Raleigh able to hang it around the outside, maintain P1. He's got him right on it. He's got Jeremy Manella following him closely, right behind him, followed by Matthew Starr in the Pink Pig, and Jeremy Fletcher in 4th. The wet track keeping them honest here. Here we go, check out the TCR field. Romain Faux in the lead, followed by Gabriel Fournier-Grenier. He is maintaining a 7/10, almost 8/10 gap. Things seem pretty linear here at Donington so far. Ooh, looks like Nigel Raleigh getting a little off track, same with Jeremy Manella. We'll take a look at that, get a little instant replay, see what went on. A little too hot in the braking zone. Oh, he goes down the inside, pushes him right through the chicane. That might be some damage on the back end for Mr. Raleigh. We also had Mr. Joseph Day make a pass, number 6 right now currently. Gabriel Fournier making an attack on the inside. We got some big action coming out of the TCRs. Everyone going off track a little bit. Oh, they're catching up to the back end of this GT4 pack. Jeremy Fletcher getting passed by Romain Faux. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of action here. Some people are slow. They're making passes. Xavier Martin able to pass into P7. Romain Faux also passing Matthew Starr, one of the GT4s, moving up the field. Everything is so close back here with the mixture of these GT4s and TCRs. Cleanly through the chicane on that 2. We head on to lap 3. Nigel Raleigh maintaining his lead at the front. 1.5 seconds. Looks like no damage for him. Setting out a session best lap. 1:17.6. Those GT4s back at the slow GT4s at the back of the pack are really in trouble with these TCR cars. Really fall into the pack. Nigel Rowley maintaining a big lead at the front. Jeremy Manella just hanging on, able to get that lead down to 1.1 seconds currently. It is dropping. But behind that, Matthew Starr, half a second back, and Jeremy Fletcher another 10th back there. Check back in on the TCRs. Romain Foe just following up on the two GT4s in the lead. Joseph Day rounding out in 4th. Followed by Nicholas Mahoney in 5th. Getting some action in here. Nicholas Mahoney right on the back of Joseph Day going to turn 1. Joseph Day getting right on that curb. Lifting that right rear tire. Joseph Day has quite the gap in front of him, almost 2 seconds to Xavier Martin in front. Xavier looked to me a little slidey there, dropping half a second in that turn. Romain Foe in first of the TCR group, followed closely. By Joseph Day. In the TCR, the Audis leading the way. Well, Joseph Day in the Audi. Romain in the Honda. Really getting up on that curb. We got Nigel Rowley, looked to have made a mistake. He is driving slowly. He's getting swallowed up here. Nigel looks like he has lost the lead. Jeremy in first, making the pass. Let's get a look on the pass, going for P1. Jeremy goes up on the inside as Nigel has a little wiggle coming out of the chicane. Go side by side into turn 1. Mr. Rowley on the defense, and he backs out, just getting through. Looks like Mr. Rowley is able to take the lead back. He's carrying much more speed. TCR right on his backside. Looks like we're just giving it. What happened to Mr. Manella? I do not know. But he's in it now as TCR is behind him and he's going to make the pass again. He's got a lot of action. Coming on live, Nigel Rowley still maintaining a lead with Mr. Romain Foe in overall second place in the TCR in the Honda. Putting a lot of pressure on Mr. Rowley. Lap times are falling slightly as this track remains wet at Donington. Still a 3% chance of precipitation. Yeah, it looks like we have a lot of action back here in the TCRs. There's Nicholas Mahoney, Xavier Martin, and Gabriel Fournier all close together. Back here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th for the TCR class. Joseph Day seems to be letting them come back into the action a little bit. Nicholas Mahoney looks to be forcing the issue here, trying to get Joseph Day looking into his mirrors. It's a little wiggle on the outside. Oh, here comes Xavier poking down the inside. Really moving around, trying to get him scared in front of him. Nigel Raleigh looks to be having some trouble up there in the front in that Porsche GT4 as he gets passed by Romain Faux in the TCR, running a 1:16.2. The TCR seems to be faring much better in this wet weather than the GT4s. Much better. The TCRs are running much faster here. Mr. Raleigh's in trouble. He's got 3 TCRs behind him. They are close, and they are nudging his backside. The TCR with some damage on the front side. That's Mr. Joseph Day. Moving up into P2 overall. His bumper looks to be pushed in a little bit. Hopefully no beat ball for him. Doesn't want to pit. But wow, this rain is making these GT4s fall off big time as Mr. Mahoney makes his way through. Oh my God! Late on the brakes and almost pushes Mr. Day off of the track. Everyone able to make it through there cleanly. But close one, you got to remember where your braking markers are. Nigel Raleigh looking to maintain, looking to take P3 overall back. Going around to go down the inside. Car number 4 backs out of that. Xavier looking to pass car number 8. Take advantage of Raleigh pulling out. Things seem to have settled down now. Nigel Raleigh still fighting with these TCRs close behind him. GT4s running about 2 seconds slower than the TCRs. There's a big delta. As Romain in the car 215 up front, running away with things, opening up a 2-second gap to Joseph Day in the car number 9 behind him. Nigel Raleigh still having to deal with these TCRs as now he is faring with number 6, Gabriel Fournier-Grenier. Making things happen after Kane, looking to be able to hold his place there. TCRs are faring so much better here in this rain. Again, running about 2 seconds faster than the GT4s. Oh, we may have a crash here. Nigel Raleigh may have crashed. Looking sideways. Looks like he's able to keep it out of the wall. Nicely done. Lives on to race. Ooh. Looks like he just parked it here on the grass, maybe waiting for a tow or a spot to get back on track. Head back to live. Unfortunate spin there in the rain for Mr. Raleigh. Car number 8 losing positions there. He's going to have a lot of work to make up. Oh, we got a crash in the chicane. Joseph Day and Mr. Mahoney. Oh, and Joseph Day's into the wall. He's lost his wing, and the rear bumper is done. The rear bumper is done. Oh, we're going to get a replay of that. We're going to get a replay of that. Oh, man. Just got up on his inside. It looks like, the brakes just couldn't stop him. That is unfortunate for Joseph Day in car number 4. Losing the wing there. He's definitely going to have to pit for the meatball. Nicholas Mahoney moves up a position. Third in class. Joseph Day just holding on without that wing behind him. Thomas Rogers second in the GT4s following Jeremy Manella. 3.6 second gap behind in the Mustang. Looks to be faring fairly well. But man, that was a big crash for Joseph Day. One little bump turns him, and those brakes just can't hold you in the wet weather. We'll see if he pits here. Oh, sorry, we're looking at Nicholas Mahoney without the wing. That is my apologies. He looks to stay out without it. No meatball. Risky gamble. Not a lot of downforce with the TCRs, but any little bit helps. Things have settled down here. Joseph Day, 3/10 behind the GT4 in front. Looks to be Jeremy Manella. And Joseph Day makes the move up the inside, and as does Nicholas Mahoney, as Mr. Manella went off track a little bit, slow to rejoin. Nicholas Mahoney now half a second behind Joseph Day. Damage is not stopping him here today. Looks to go through the chicane nicely, following behind. Still maintaining half second, 4/10 now. Looking to close the gap a little bit. He's got the run on him. It looks like if he not showing a move on the turn one. Save it for another day. Let's check in on Romain Foe at the lead. Almost 8-second gap to Joseph Day behind. Or Xavier Martin behind, sorry. That class position is all messed up. Gabriel Fournier in third, Joseph Day in fourth, Nicholas Mahoney in fifth, following that crash. Xavier seems to be closing that gap a little bit down to 6.3 seconds. Dropping almost 1.5 seconds this lap. He is followed fairly closely by Gabriel behind in car number 6. Xavier setting the fastest lap for the race at a 1:15.1. In the Honda Civic Type R TCR. He is definitely making a run for first place right now. He is bringing this Delta down. The rain has really spread the field out here at Donington. It hurts, Nick. It hurts. We're getting better, though. We're going to hop on with Mr. Raleigh as he looks to be putting pressure here on Jeremy Fletcher from behind, trying to make up for the spin that he had, putting him back at the back of the field. 2/10 behind him now, really putting the pressure on him. Looks to be running much faster than Mr. Fletcher on his last laps. Mr. Raleigh going off track maybe a little bit, trying to look around the outside. Stays behind, doesn't want to take advantage of going off the track for making a move. Sporting thing to do, really. And through the chicane, let's see if Mr. Raleigh tries to make a move into turn one. He's got the run on the backside of car number 3. Looks like car number 3 is just going to be letting him by. As Nigel Raleigh looks up the outside and gets it done cleanly before turn number 1. That is a professional move. Oh, it looks like Matthew Starr in front, also making a mistake as Nigel Riley looks to really make these positions up. 8.5 seconds behind Mr. Starr in the Pink Pig Porsche. 10 seconds now. 7.5 seconds, sorry. Things are jumping all over the place in the back end. Back on with Mr. Martin in the Honda. Getting this gap down to 4.5 seconds to Mr. Romaine in front. Running a session best lap, 1:14.7 on the last one as well. He's really found his pace here in the wet. Really looking to push and get another P1 following week 1. A Class P1 for Mr. Martin. Gabrielle 3.5 seconds behind Xavier in second. Joseph Day falling behind a little bit with that damage. 11 seconds behind. Third place. Nicholas Mahoney 2.5 seconds behind him. Almost halfway through the race. Gary Manell is hanging on in the lead for the GT4s in the Porsche. Tom Rogers chasing him down, 1.6 seconds behind in the Mustang. Let's listen to that thing roar. There looks to be a strong showing for Mr. Rogers today. Hey, Mr. Rogers, shout out, childhood. But Tom in the car number 32. Putting a strong showing here, P2 in class. 7th overall. Closing this gap down now again. Really putting the pressure on. Jeremy in P1 might be looking in his mirrors. Oh, and there we go. Mr. Rogers around the outside. Jeremy Manella slow out of the corner. Get a replay of that from Jeremy's perspective. Just slow. Might have been letting him by. I do not know. We're going to keep an eye on that. But Tom Rogers in P1 currently for the GT4 class. Opening up a 1.1 second lead, as well as Jeremy's getting a little slidey going into turn 1, losing the back end a little bit on entry. Tom Rogers looks to be trying to run away with it in that Mustang. He wants to open up this gap and not look back. Looks to be faring much better than the Porsches in the rain. Still maintaining a 1.2 second gap in P1 for Tom Rogers. Oh, we might have had a mistake for Jeremy Manella going into the chicane. He's taking the other layout for some reason, folks. He has a black flag. I don't know what he's doing. But he got DQ'd. So, that was stupid. Tom Rogers, first place for the GT4s. Driving like he actually wants to be here and competing against others. Taking things seriously here in Donington. That moves Matthew Starr up into P2 for the GT4s. Nigel Raleigh into third. Jeremy Fletcher into fourth. Nigel Raleigh 3.5 seconds back from Mr. Starr. Jeremy definitely lost interest in this race. He did have his disqualification clear, I see, but he's 1 minute and 7 seconds back. I don't even know if he's out there. No, I think he disconnected. But Mr. Rogers now with a 14-second lap gap. Romaine in the TCR is 4-second gap behind. Xavier still putting pressure on. Losing the tenths as I'm speaking. Gabriel Fournier behind Xavier Martin. 5-second gap. Joseph Day really falling off after that crash he had with Nicholas Mahoney. 16-second gap to P3 in front. That front end damage certainly not helping his top end speed down those straights. TCR is still running much faster than the GT4s. Oh! Nicholas Mahoney was off! Nicholas Mahoney is off! He had a big one. That was a big one. Oh, he lost the back end. He's going sideways. Oh, no. Oh, no. Gravel kept him out of the wall, but that's... Oh, boy, I thought he had the big one from that angle. He was able to keep it out of the wall nicely, but that car is not going to be liking him. Tom Rogers catching up on the backside as well. Leading the GT4 class. Xavier really catching up, 2.8 seconds back now. Looks to be passing Jeremy Fletcher in the GT4 Porsche as well. Car number 3 up the inside. Moves on to second place overall. Well, he was already second place. That might be a lap. That is a lap down. Jeremy Fletcher now getting lapped by the leaders in the TCRs. Xavier putting pressure on, though. He is running the fastest pace currently around Donington. Lap at a 1:15.5. 1/10 slightly slower than Gabriel behind, 1:15.4, but he has the fastest lap by far on the field. He is catching up quickly here to Romaine in front. The teammates in the Passion Sim Esports liveries. It's the battle of the VTECs. Nigel Raleigh catching up quickly here to Matthew Starr. P2 for P2 in class. Half a second back now. Closing quickly going into turn 1. Mr. Matthew Starr going wide a little bit. Riley looks to be holding back, trying to pick his opportunity for a pass to make a pass. And it might be here. He's got the better run down the straight, and there it goes. Moving up into P2 in class, and the GT4 is past Matthew Starr. Big recovery for Nigel as he had the big spin earlier, dropping him back to last place. Now moving into second place in class. 18 seconds behind first place Tom Rogers. Xavier Martin losing a little bit to Romain in front, 2.5 seconds back now. Gabrielle behind, 5 seconds back. Matthew Starr seems to be holding on to Nigel here for P2. Only 7/8 tenths back now. In that pink pig Porsche. The wet track has certainly not helped keep racing close here. Ooh, little mistake there, going deep for Matthew Starr. That's going to lose him some time too. It Nigel Raleigh in front. He's now almost 3 seconds behind, and he's got a TCR coming up behind him quick. That is the leader, Romain Foe, going to be lapping third place for the GT4 class. Into the chicane, looking up the inside. Mr. Martin also looking to make his way around, trying to keep in touch with Romain. 1.2 seconds back, 1.3 now. Able to do that, trying to stay in touch for first place. He wants this win here. He is pushing hard for it. Little miss now. I'm wondering if dry tires will ever come into play with this light rain here. These TCRs catching up quickly to Nigel Raleigh in front. You're going to be looking to make the move here soon. Don't want to be held up. The TCRs handle this wet weather much, much better. Romain looks to be going up the inside of Raleigh in front, able to get that cleanly done as Nigel in the Porsche accommodates nicely. Xavier setting the fastest lap, last one at a 1:14.7. 1.1 seconds back, 1.2. Made his way around Nigel in the Porsche. Only leader in the GT4 has not been lapped so far tonight. Tom Rogers going into the pits. It looks like. We'll see what he's going to be doing here. Going into the pits in the lead of the GT4 class. Will he be switching to dry tires? We'll stay on here, see what he does. He has fallen back to third in class on this pit stop. Make that fourth. Risky move for him. I wonder if he fueled enough. I think he didn't fuel enough. That might have been heartbreak for Mr. Rogers, not fueling enough in the lead. Yep, that's what it looks to be. Still on the wet tires. Oh, and now he's gone off track into the gravel, staying out of the wall. Able to get back on track here, but that's a big issue for Mr. Rogers, Mr. Tom Rogers. Oh, he may have crashed. He may have crashed. No, we're good. We're good. Jumping back to live now. Xavier 1.5 seconds back on Romain in front. That gap is being held steady. Romain able to keep his pace up to keep that gap. Keep Xavier out of his draft. These TCRs are much faster here. He's falling off now, 2 seconds back. Romain really running fast at the front. Finding his pace here tonight. Just over 9 minutes left. On with the leader here. Got a strong showing all night. Just going off track there. Just wanted to do a little bit of rally cross. Switching disciplines mid-race. That's how good he's been tonight. Mr. Raleigh might have gone off track a little bit. Check in on him. Ah, no biggie. Leaders come across the line going on to lap 30. And a very, very strong showing at the front. Clean, professional. Matthew Starr looks to be running strong in second place right now. Trying to close this gap up on Mr. Raleigh in front. .2 seconds now. We're getting close here to the end. It has been some Some spread apart action so far, but a little surprising with the GT4s running so much slower in the wet. Nigel able to take his P1 back after that spin. Good to see from him. Strong driving and making his way back. Probably would have been interesting to see if it would have happened if Tom Rogers had full fueled at the beginning. Oh, did Nigel go off track? Nigel was off track. I saw that. Matthew Starr in the lead in the chicane. He spun it. That's the second time he spun it there. Exactly like that. Who's in the lead again? Matthew Starr does take it for the GT4 class, opening up a 2.5 second gap. Time for Nigel to chase. He's got 6 minutes left. Xavier P2 in the TCRs, closing things down to 8/10 behind. Firmly in the draft. That should be helping get him closer to Romain in front. Losing a little bit of time in the chicane there. Into turn one. Closing that gap up now, 6/10. He's putting a lot of pressure on now. Romain might be looking in the mirrors, feeling it. With Xavier running a 14.8 on the last lap, 6/10 up on the leader. 4/10 gap now. Up on with Romain. Holding on here in the lead. Six-tenth gap now on the lap 33. Shortly after this chicane. We got 4.5 minutes left. Gonna be about 4 laps. Roger Raleigh's catching up in the GT4 in second place. It's down to 1.1 seconds down behind Matthew Starr. I'm going to check out with him as he looks to push, take the lead back after a second spin for him. Down to 8/10 behind. Matthew Starr looking to push, try and get his first win in the GT Series of the season. Roger Raleigh really putting the pressure on now. 3/10 behind, 4/10 now. We got a little bit of a wiggle coming out of turn one. Matthew Starr in car number 5 is defending, trying to hold on for his life. A little bit of dirt there. Roger Raleigh going to have the better run. Coming around the outside, he gets the move done into P1. Can Matthew Starr hold on now and battle back? Xavier Martin in the TCR still holding around a second behind P1 Romain. Matthew Starr with the run in the draft. No move into the chicane. He's going to stay behind, see if he can hold on and find one on the next lap. He's going to be running out of time here. 2.5 minutes left. Four-tenths behind Xavier, behind P1 Romain. Close battle here for the lead in the TCRs and lead overall in the race. Looks like they're also going to be coming up on lap traffic here shortly, which may affect the battle for the win of the race. We've got 2 minutes left. So it'll be this one and one more. Xavier putting pressure on, 4/10 behind the leader now. Much better turn one, 2/10 now. Poking his nose down the inside, taking a big sniff. Oh, a little wiggle there. They're battling. He's holding his move now. See if he can get a better exit onto the back straight. Lead holding at about 2/10. One-tenth now. Xavier looking around the outside. Holds back. Tom Rogers in the Mustang GT4 lets them by. Doesn't affect the lead at all. Lets them battle. We got less than a minute left here. Should be coming on the last lap of the race here. Xavier made the move into the chicane, into P1. Romain looks to battle back, holds off, going into turn one. White flag here. Last lap of the race. We got a close battle for the lead. Romain 1/10 behind. Three-tenths now. Xavier wants to run away with it. He wants to run away from his teammate so he can maintain his lead. Romain with a much better run onto the back straight. 1/10. Right on his bumper now. Pokes his nose around the outside, fakes it, looks to make an undercut. It's not there. Romain setting it up. Slowly dwindling that lead. Back straight towards the chicane. 1/10. Xavier holds the inside. Romain tries to go even more inside. He gets his nose there. He pushes him off into the gravel. And he spins him. He's going to... Oh, he might park it and let him by. That's a shame. He spun him in the chicane. And he lets him by. 4P1 in the lead. Gabriel catching up almost in that crash. Wow. What a risky move going into the final chicane. We're going to have another look at that. See what he was thinking. He pokes it. Holds the inside. Xavier tries to open it up a little bit, driving in the middle track, and he just sends it down the inside and doesn't have the room for it. Doesn't have the room, and he just spins him. Good sportsmanship, letting Xavier have the lead back. 4P1. Holding it just before the line. Gabriel, Fournier, Grenier, and P3 for the TCRs. Almost catching up and making that close. Taking advantage of a situation, a big crash for the lead. Joseph Day in fourth for the TCRs, Nicholas Mahoney in fifth. We have Nigel Rowley, P1 for the GT4s. Matthew Starr, P2. Jeremy Fletcher, P3. Tom Rogers, P4. And Jerry Manella with the weird decision, taking the alternate layout and getting the DQ in fifth place. Thank you so much for joining tonight. The ERC GT Challenge Series. We had a wet and wild one tonight. Some crashes that we might have to look at. Y'all have a good night. Peace.